Hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. We apologize for our short delay in getting started. We just had a couple of small technical issues that we needed to resolve. They are now ready to begin. So again, thank you for joining us for today's webinar. Our title today for our presentation is Get Productive with IBM Connections 4.5. It'll be presented by Maarga Systems, and our presenter is Anatha. And I will turn the time over to him in just a moment, but just a couple of housekeeping items. Just a reminder that your attendance to today's webinar does enter you into the drawing for a trip to Connect 2014. This will continue through the first couple of weeks of December, and then we will draw a winner and then make arrangements for flights, hotels, etc. So again, we're very proud to offer this again this year. This is our fourth year of doing this, and I think it's been a great service to our community. After the presentation, there will be questions and answers. If you'll type those into your GoToWebinar panel, so if you expand your GoToWebinar panel, there will be a section on questions, and you can type those in at any time during the presentation, and then they'll be queued up for Anatha to respond at the end of the presentation. And then we are recording this so that if you want to show it to colleagues, you'll be able to do so. There'll be an email link sent out to you directly from Maarga Systems and from the GoToWebinar site, but you can also find it in the webinar sections on notescode.com. Okay, so without further ado, Anatha, I'm going to turn the time over to you, and I'll let you know when we see your screen and make
Thanks,
sure that
Scott.
Okay, still waiting for your screen to come through. There we go. We see it.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Ananta Subramanian, and I'm going to be talking today about getting productive with IBM Connections. Quick intro about Maarga Systems, our company. We are based out of Chennai, India. We have an office in the US. We work with partners in the Middle East, Germany, and Europe. And we have helped our clients overcome their toughest IT challenges. We are a premier IBM partner, and but our 250 plus enterprise grade projects spans the entire IT ecosystem and multiple platforms. Again, my name is Ananta Subramanian, and I'm a project lead here at Maarga Systems. So this is our agenda. We are going to talk about use cases pretty much for IBM Connections, and pretty much any kind of social business really. And we're just going to talk about just 2 use cases today. There'll be other webinars in the future where we'll talk about the other ones. But specifically today, we first talk about why business want to go social. 2 use cases, quick introduction to Connections, some features. I have a couple of case studies, and a quick show and tell to demonstrate how Connections can help your business. So why do companies go social? Technology is changing the way we live. How we work, how we buy, how we create, all that is changing by the day. And a lot of this is because we are connected all the time, and the smartphone is becoming ubiquitous. So as barriers between people disappear, organizations are trying to tap into collective intelligence and distributed talent to gain results. So in 2011, there was a study that found that the average consumer used almost 11 sources of information to make a decision to either buy or not buy something. And this became 11 from 5 in 2010. So these 11 sources of information that the average buyer used also includes electronic media, the websites, ratings, blogs, and things like that. So what we are seeing is the adoption and the use of digital, mobile, and social technologies through the world is transforming how business and consumers interact. Customers are fast becoming sounding boards for brands. They are leading conversations, and their customers' demands are changing by the day. And in order to meet these demands, employees are having to form teams among themselves quite rapidly, and companies are learning that the traditional way of doing business sometimes does not really help this. Similarly, partners from being passive are actually becoming on-demand extensions of the enterprise. So there is extreme pressure on companies to share expertise within themselves to gain competitive advantage. And like I said, there's a growing demand for 24/7 connectivity on various devices, including PCs, tablets, and mobile phones. So now this is a good time to run a poll. Scott, do you want to do the honors?
Okay, so I'm going to launch our first poll. When are you planning to go social? So within 6 months, within the next year, we are already social, never, or not sure, and still exploring. So let's get a quick poll here from our audience, and we'll share the poll results in just a moment. So we already have 61% of the attendees voting. All right, we're over 80. Give us 30 more seconds here. Not in 30, 10 more seconds, I apologize. Normally we give 30 seconds for the whole poll, but we've already been into the poll. So here we go. All right, I'm going to close and share the poll. And coming out on top is we're already social to some degree, or not sure, still exploring. All right, so majority of us are in the process. Perfect. Okay, back to you.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay, let me. One second. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Now I can see, everybody can see my screen. Okay. So why do businesses want to go social? We are actually seeing 6 patterns that companies experience on a day-to-day basis within the enterprise. And the first among these is there is a need to find expertise. Companies need to quickly locate people, content, and activate the workforce. So this is among the first reason. Moving on, the second reason is companies want to gain customer insights. They want to know what customers are thinking about. They want to learn the opinions and preferences related to existing and potential products, and connect with key influencers to aid marketing. The next use case is companies want to increase knowledge sharing among the workforce. So they want their employees to effectively and more efficiently capture, share, and access knowledge. They want to improve the reach of ideas and increase innovation. And more importantly, they want to reduce that employees spend on searching and exchanging information. The next use case is in the employee recruiting and onboarding process. More and more companies want their employees to collaborate to find the right candidates. They want to streamline assessment and hiring. They want to engage with the new hires, connect with them and retain them. And then based on context, they want to recommend expertise from within the organization to increase the productivity of hires that they bring on board. Another pattern that we've seen is post any merger or acquisition, companies want to increase the success rate of these mergers and acquisitions. They want to accelerate the creation of a common culture and instill a sense of community among people that have not worked with each other in the past and have come with their own set baggage and perspectives. So the last pattern or use case that we see is companies want to use social to enable and improve safety in the workplace. They want to communicate regulations, policies, and procedures faster. They want to eliminate or minimize delays that come up because of potential safety issues. Again, they want to increase dialogue between the experts and the other employees and use that dialogue to innovate. Now, the next poll is coming up, and Scott, you want to take that?
Yes. Okay, we'll run the second poll. Again, our polling will be shared, so I'm going to launch this one. Assuming that your business goes social, what are the use cases that might interest you? Now, I apologize. Anatha had 6 concepts and ideas. Unfortunately, my system only allowed for 5, so you won't be able to vote for the last one, which was safety issues. So again, what are some cases you would interest you? Finding expertise, gaining external customer insights, increasing knowledge sharing, improving recruiting and onboarding, or managing mergers and acquisitions. All right, so we're over 60% voted. Let's give us 10 more seconds here. And this is a select all that apply for you. So if there's several cases that would interest you, then please vote. And this will, I believe, is going to help formulate the next webinar for Maarga Systems. So this is a kind of important poll. Okay, 2 more seconds, and I'm going to share the screen, share the results. Knowledge sharing, of course, is one of the big ones, 97%. Perfect. Onboarding, yes, I think that's a great case to bring on for a presentation. Okay, back to you, and I'll let you know when we see your screen. We see your screen.
Okay, so based on the results of the survey, I think everybody is in the right place, because the 2 highest needed use cases that were voted on are the 2 use cases that we are talking about today. Because again, we identified these as something that's common across all industries. So finding expertise and sharing knowledge is something that everybody wants to be doing, so we thought that would be a good place to get started. And of course, we will be talking about other use cases in subsequent seminars, webinars, but today this is what we're going to do. So the first use case or business pattern that we want to talk about is how are companies trying to find expertise socially. So these are some of the typical issues faced by organizations. Um, People keep reinventing the wheel when it comes to finding solutions because they just don't know those kind of problems have been faced by other people. Especially this happens especially when the workforce is separated by geography, not connected enough. Then if people's expertise is not listed or shared somewhere, uh, people don't even know that they have the expertise within their own company, and they try to find it elsewhere. People just don't attempt to share their knowledge or share their expertise. And sometimes, because there is a complete absence of convincing information about a product that is coming out of a sales force, customers don't trust the company. Then people retire from the workforce, and whatever expertise they have just goes away with them. That's one of the problems that everybody faces. And simply, research and development does not delight customers. Okay, so what does finding expertise socially really mean? So it is difficult for most people to locate expertise that is needed to quickly resolve problems or address a business opportunity, whether the expertise resides inside another person or within published content. Because of this, employee engagement, effectiveness, productivity, all of those suffer as a result. Externally, this lack of available expertise leads to failures in closing sales opportunities, as well as lower satisfaction among existing customers. So, as a result, companies need to keep relevant expertise available and captured and shared in support of both internal and external facing processes. So companies need to quickly locate the right people, the right content, and the expertise needed to solve a problem. They need to connect the resources, available resources that will best solve and best respond and solve a customer's problem. Whatever information, whatever expertise, whatever knowledge that is available needs to be documented, and all this will help create a highly engaged and productive set of employees. So here are our recommendations. What do you do to find expertise socially? So you need to use analytics, find out who's interacting with who's accessing what files and what assets. And once you do that, you'd be able to discover hidden expertise across your company. And most companies have silos of digital information available for employees and business partners. In addition to these digital silos, companies also need to recommend human sources of information, humans that would be able to help solve problems. This can be done by enabling social tools that will allow stakeholders, both internal and external, to communicate and collaborate. This will also let people document and share solutions. Finally, we would also need to boost the sharing of expertise or boost finding of expertise or making it available. And we do that by rewarding and recognizing employees that proactively share what they know, so it can be located by others. And we also have to reward people that collaborate to solve challenges and also document the solutions that they have used to solve. So what are the benefits of enabling social expertise discovery from within your organization? Typically what happens, what has been found is that the speed at which employees find experts to help them, that has improved by about 30%, and that this is a study by IBM. The public visibility of employees that are subject matter experts, that has increased by 55%. So we talked about expertise discovery within the enterprise. As we move on, we will talk about how Connections enables that. But before that, I want to move on and talk about the second pattern, knowledge sharing within the enterprise. So companies typically have problems sharing information within themselves because, again, I talked about digital silos. Sometimes these silos are not accessible by everybody, and this sometimes means that a cost becomes attached to the problem of not knowing what others know, and this also leads to execution problems. Projects cannot be executed quickly, and this leads to revenue recognition delays. And because employees are not exposed to the knowledge that other people can potentially share, there is the danger that the rate of innovation within the company could drop or could be insufficient, and that could lead to a drop in market share as well. So what do companies need? Companies need more efficient, effective modes of sharing knowledge. They need to make available information wider. They need to make these information available as close as possible to the customer, to the employee, so that they can be found immediately without having to waste a lot of time. And what this does is this helps creating value, because internal barriers, they could be geographical, they could be physical, can be destroyed by creating an electronic mode of social knowledge sharing, and that helps. So again, the recommended actions are not too different from the previous use case. Again, a lot of these use cases share common actions, common recommendations, so you might see the same thing coming up again, but they are different in different contexts. So what do the experts recommend as actions to enable social knowledge sharing? One, we need to motivate people to share, and this is best done by the process of gamification, which is, for example, you award badges or prizes to people that share the most. Companies are known to do that. Make communication social, destroy the so-called divide that exists across the chain of command, to enable the topmost person in the organization, be it your CEO or your CFO or your CTO, communicate with the most lower level employee, and then make people-based knowledge as accessible as document-based knowledge. I keep talking about these information silos. Make sure that the people are also accessible. So what happens when companies enable social knowledge sharing? So finding solutions to problems, discovering existing solutions improved by 30%. There's observed increase in productivity of close to between 20 and 25%, and employees are encouraged to contribute, and this improves the employee engagement. So I'm going to quickly take a look, show you a few screens from IBM Connections, quickly talk about a few features. Some of you know, most of you already know about these features, so I'm just going to rush through it. I will talk about them more during my show and tell that comes up later in the webinar. So what is IBM Connections? IBM Connections is a Web 2.0 social applications that allows companies to engage with their employees, drive these employees to innovate, and this enables quicker execution of projects and solutions. IBM Connections is just a single platform. It has a bunch of features that help companies go social. It's an enterprise social that for use across the enterprise. It integrates social processes with your business processes across your entire customer experience. There's also powerful social analytics and metrics that helps foster networking and communities. Features of Connections that enable social knowledge sharing and expertise discovery. This is the next few slides that I'm going to talk about. So Connections has a bunch of features that let your employees stay connected and available, and this includes the features like profile pages, communities. There's integration to same time and other instant messaging systems available. So all this information is available within Connections, features available within Connections. Features like wikis, blogs, and file sharing help users share their knowledge, and this helps improve competitiveness. Features like bookmarks, forums, communities, media gallery, all these help you get expertise from across the organization. They also help you share information from within the from out of the enterprise to among employees. The concepts of hashtags, @mentions, and likes, these are things that are very well known because of tools, social networking tools like Facebook and Twitter. Connections incorporates all of that and lets you follow and discover topics with minimal pain. It also lets the home page lets you follow on questions, lets you see who's talking to you, follow conversations and things like that. In addition to this, there are a couple of add-ons, one of which is called social bridging. Essentially, this is like a bookmarklet, and wherever you are, whichever web page that you're viewing, you can immediately share that within Connections, and the discuss this bookmarklet helps you do that. You can also bring in multiple communities together and view them from a single page within Connections. And these multiple sources of information could be from within your enterprise. You could connect applications, ERP systems, and external sources. We talked about social analytics, analytics within Connections, leverage. The search information to discover and present relationships, smart recommendations for people, community, and content that you should be know to share. Access to these analytics is available from within Connections homepages, within Connection profiles, and within communities. An additional add-on called Connect Social Q&A lets you ask a question, and Connections analyzes the question and presents a likely list of subject matter experts and communities that will help you answer the question. There's also expertise locator. You search for an expert based on what you want to know, and if there are people that have updated their profiles with their core competencies, those will be shown up. So that is key. The key part is having people update their Connections profiles with the most relevant and latest information, so that they can be found by people that need their expertise. The Connection Social Sidebar is another tool. It can be surfaced, it can be configured to appear on any page within the intranet or your extranet as well. Users can use the sidebar to post status messages to Connections, add bookmarks, get an idea of the actions that are required of them, and things like that. Notifications for actions needed show up on the sidebar as a visual indicator. We're going to be talking about a quick case study, couple of case studies actually. These are case studies that are publicly available on IBM's website as well. These are companies that have used IBM Connections specifically to let their employees find expertise within the organization and to share knowledge. So the first case study that we're going to be talking about is about Asian Paints. Now, Asian Paints is a company based in India, but it's got more than 700 salespeople and managers and 100 offices around the world. It has operations in 17 countries, 23 manufacturing facilities, and it's among the top 10 paint companies in the world. Now, their aim is to become one of the top 5 paint companies in the next 5 years. But being a growing company in a growing economy like India, they have challenges. The general feeling within the company was that the employees were strictly bound to their roles and their departments. There was little or no knowledge exchange. So Asian Paints wanted to capitalize on what they were seeing the emergence of a global culture. Like I said, they wanted to capitalize on the India growth story. They had just then forayed into the services business. They were a paint manufacturer and a paint seller, but they had a new foray into the service business in 2010, 2011, which is when they rolled out Connections. That combined with the need to sustain the 15% year-on-year growth that they had, and to ensure that their new acquisitions in the emerging markets can also use the knowledge that the existing employees had, those were their challenges. So Asian Paints responded by creating a 3-year information agenda. They set up a portal. Their CRM was integrated with a call center, with their call center. They brought in product lifecycle management, master data management, and last but not the least, they rolled out Connections to be used as a collaboration tool within their enterprise. So Huddle, which is Asian Paints Connections platform, which is how they branded it, is now currently in use. So they have searchable online communities of interest, file sharing, FAQs, blogs and microblogs. They have wikis, and then they also have searchable histories of problems solved. This is also integrated. Connections is also integrated with their collaboration and messaging services. They have communities as well. And IBM Connections is heavily used, not just within the sales department and the IT department, but with the within the entire enterprise. So they have a loosely governed model. The policy that they follow is that whatever etiquette that is needed for physical interactions is carried over to the social interactions. They use Connections to plan their quarterly and monthly reviews. The sales department uses communities to conduct inter-regional sales championship. Recently, the HR department drafted a new leave policy, or updated the leave policy.
Hello, everyone. Looks like we've just dropped our...
within back from
Ananta?
employees.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but your audio dropped out for just a moment as you started this slide. Could you restart on this slide?
I'm here.
Yeah, your audio dropped out for just a moment. Could you restart on this slide? I apologize to interrupt like this, but it just dropped out and was dead for 5 seconds on the audio side.
That's okay. So Connections is being used by Asian Paints through the entire enterprise. They are using it for, the IT department is using them for planning their quarterly and monthly reviews. The sales department is using Connections communities to conduct inter-regional sales championships to drive up sales. The HR department recently formulated a leave policy, published it for feedback within Connections, and sought feedback from employees. Now, within 10 days, the HR policy was rolled out after making the appropriate changes that were suggested by the employees. Their recent sales conference was covered on Connections using live status updates and blogs. The entire company virtually participated. The The CEO has a blog on Connections. All strategic announcements, broad strategic directions are communicated for employee feedback via the CEO's blog. Not just the CEO, the other employees are also contributing blog posts. For example, there was an area manager who blogged about a meeting that he conducted to explain return over investment to dealers, and within an hour, because he had all the information that he used to conduct a meeting and the workshop, close to 200 hits were on the blog, and there were many managers saying that they would like to conduct such a meeting for their own dealers that are working with them. So it is helping with information dissemination, knowledge sharing, and things like that. There's a custom widget that was developed to run an employee satisfaction survey company-wide to gauge effectiveness of the in-house travel assistance services. Asian Paints TV commercials are previewed on Connections for employees to give their feedback and opinions. There are also birthday alarms that are disseminated on Connections. So all this helps employees share information, find out experts within the organization, which are pretty much the use cases that we are talking about. I have another case study, but I'd rather go and show you a brief demo of Connections. So I'm just going to quickly go on and show you that. Okay, so this is Connections install within our company here. This is a test box. It's got a bunch of features that we are testing out. Connections 4.5. This is my page. This is the page I get into when I log into Connections. So as you can see, there is a lot of information available to me, available for my viewing right there from my page. I'm going to go to my profile. So this is how a standard user profile would look for users when they log in and go to their own profile pages. So the profile page is what promotes expertise discovery within the organization. So it is important that employees fill in their profile to the complete extent possible. For example, contact information is very important when you have offices across the world. Some background information is also necessary so that people know who who I am, what I am capable of, my educational background, things like that. So all that will help people connect with me, people reach out to me when they have information that they need. Tags also help. Tags can be used for searching. So if somebody searches for projects or management or UI, UX, they will be led to my profile. So this will help other people in the organization discover me when they search. People I get connected with will show up on my network. So once people come to my profile page, There's also links that I have added that will take them to things like my LinkedIn profile, my Twitter account, my any other information that I would like people to see when they come on my profile, any other information that would help people, all that I can promote on my profile page. So the profile page, tags, the contact information are the things that promote expertise discovery. About information and knowledge sharing, there's communities, there's bookmarks, there's forums, there's wikis, and also file sharing. So these are all common features that help share knowledge, help me share knowledge. I'm going to quickly go to my bookmarks. So bookmarks, I can add bookmarks immediately. I can notify people right from here about the existence of such a bookmark. I can make the bookmark available publicly. I can export and import bookmarks, and similarly tags here also will help. So clicking on popular helps me see which bookmarks, publicly available bookmarks, have been the most popular. So it will help me understand what other people are reading about, what other people are sharing in my company. Forums are another way of knowledge sharing and finding expertise, independent of communities, or can be within communities. So this is a simple introduction within Maarga. So once people post something on the forum, just like Facebook, you can like it, and the moment I like it, it will show up on my profile page as something that I liked. I can reply to forum posts, and that will also show up on my profile page as something that I have done recently. So as you can see, when people come to a forum or a community, they can click my name, something that helps and there's also a link to my profile, my blogs, my bookmarks, the activities, my forum entries right from here. So as you can see here, also tags are there. So tags are very key. Now we'll quickly go to communities. So communities can be restricted, meaning only certain people can be a part of it, and you have to be invited by an admin. There can be moderated communities where anybody can join, but whatever they post have to be approved by the administrator or the moderator. And then again, there are open communities as well. All this mimics what we see on external social networking tools. So the idea is to enable what people do on a daily basis in other forms of social media. They have to be able to do the same thing within the enterprise. And then additionally, there are things like blog posts that you can add comments. You can notify people of the entries. You can actually add a comment and address a particular person using an @mention, just like you do on Twitter. And again, wikis work just like Wikipedia. Again, you can set permissions to see who can update the wiki. You can control access to it. So that way, only administrators can update it. So again, I'm coming towards the end of my webinar here. I'm going to go back to my presentation. So just to revisit the case study that we did, out of about 5,000 employees at Asian Paints, about 3,800 people are using Connections, and there are about 700 regular contributors, about 500 user communities, 800 users are blogging, and about 1,500 users are regularly updating activities and their to-dos. Since we are close to the end of the webinar, I'm just going to skip out the case study, the next case study. Again, this is publicly available information, that so you can go over it. As the last part of the webinar, I want to quickly talk about what Maarga has been doing with Connections, our social journey, if you may. We started working with Connections in 2010. Our first initiative was to integrate Connections, Portal, and Quicker on a collab box on the Amazon cloud. In 2011, we started installing and rolling out Connections pilots. In 2012, we did a bunch of branding related customization for Connections, both in Connections 3 and 4. Late last year and for the most of this year, we've been developing custom applications and widgets on top of Connections 4.x. I'll try to answer questions if you have any. Of course, you're free to address questions on email to us, and we will be able to answer that offline as well. Scott?
Okay, perfect. We do have some questions queued up. And let's go through the questions here. Okay, do you have an idea of how many of your customers are currently using Connections? Maybe a percentage?
I would say between 10 and 20%.
Okay.
Again, Connections is a growing market for us, and a lot of our customers are still discovering what Connections can do for them. And that's true. I guess that's true of most people that have attended this webinar as well.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Will a copy of this presentation be available? So the slides, the slide deck itself,
yes.
Will that be available? Okay, perfect. So that will also be sent in the link from Maarga Systems. Okay, perfect. All right. One question about.
And we'll have. I think we'll have the. I'm sorry, Scott. What I wanted to tell you is we will also have the recording made available on YouTube and on our website as well. So.
Excellent. Perfect. Is there a way to create shared areas for creating and developing projects, and is workflow available with those areas?
Yes. If you have existing workflows, those can be integrated with Connections as well. Common team rooms, that kind of thing can be done too, where people can exchange information specific to their projects, interact among themselves. Communities are a good feature, good way to do that too.
Okay. And what are the current browsers supported by the Connections plugin?
I might have to get a specific answer on that, but being open, IBM being open, I don't think there's an issue with browser compatibility. There might be version compatibility. When I say version compatibility, I mean it may not be available for certain browser versions below a certain level. I'll get back on that.
Okay, perfect. And are there any compatibility issues with IBM Docs and the Microsoft Office file formats?
No, not really. In fact, the most recent version of Connections 4.5 has features that let you view and edit documents on the fly without having to, invoke Microsoft Office that's on your local PC. So there's no issues there.
Okay. Perfect. Do you have any idea of what the majority of customers, in terms of platforms, operating platforms, are using Connections on? Is it mostly Windows? Is it Linux?
I don't have statistics on that, but I'm sure it is available. Just not off the top of my head. I don't have that.
Okay, perfect. That's something we could possibly put on.
But again, those are good questions. Yeah.
Yep.
We could possibly find that and mention those when we update the slides.
Question: is there a way to convert IBM Domino apps like document libraries to Connections?
I think so. IBM document libraries quicker. There's a way to migrate these to Connections files. So there is a method.
So it'd be kind of limited to maybe some basic templates provided by IBM Notes. Okay. What about,
S-
yep, go ahead. I'm sorry.
See again, see the amount of effort needed to do that will depend on the amount of customization that has happened on that particular environment, right? So the migration is possible. The level of effort needed would change on a case-to-case basis.
Okay. Perfect. Are there ways to integrate IBM Domino apps with Connections?
Yes, yes. We have done web services. We have done RSS feeds. We have done as part of a proof of concept. We've done something called a connections deck, which is like tweet deck for connections, if you may, where a bunch of X-page based workflow applications, they feed the information that show up like an activity stream within a browser, and we build that on top of connections using Twitter Bootstrap. So that's been done. No, that's not an issue at all.
Okay. Perfect. Well, we are at the end of our time allotted for the webinar, and I think we've answered all the questions. If I've missed a question, I do apologize. The questions will be given to Maarga, and they can respond via email if I've missed one. So I do apologize if I have. And Anantha, I do appreciate your presentation and your time, and Maarga Systems for preparing the presentation. And we do apologize with kind of the last-minute technical glitch here, kind of put Anantha off his rhythm a little bit. And but we were able to get audio working. I know it faded in and out a few times, but we were able to get it working so we could do the presentation. So I appreciate your efforts, Anantha, to get through the presentation, even with that late start and rushing to get everything to work properly. I'll give you the last word if there's something you want to share with us, and then maybe possibly just remind them of, perfect, here it is on the screen. Go ahead.
So today we talked about a couple of use cases, social business use cases, and how Connections helps with those. For more information on how to get your business social, you can go to www.ibm.com/social, which is the IBM Social Business homepage. We ourselves have infographic that we have released recently. This is like a poster. It shows IBM Connections 4.5 features at a glance. You can download it at the URL mentioned there. And when we email you a follow-up, we will send you this link so that you can download the poster and take a look at it. This has been shared a lot by IBM Social Business users and experts within IBM as well. The other thing I want to highlight is we have an ebook that will help you make your enterprise social strategy succeed. That is also available for download on our website in that URL there. Again, when we email you, we'll make sure that you get this link as well so that you can download that. So that's about all I had. Thank you for your time, everybody, and I apologize for the glitch in the beginning. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for attending. Have a great day, and we'll see you at Connections 2014 in Orlando. Have a great day.